So I've got a few things and I've just been sat for a little while, but I'm freezing now. I'm just gonna pack up all my stuff. You know, I spread out and take over, you know me. My mum used to say that. She said, like, I'd take over the entire house with all my stuff. But I do when I'm out as well. I don't know how I'm going to get this big thing in the bag 1 minute. I've got a big thing here that wasn't in the bag before. Cooking fat. BPBPD. Now my mum hasn't texted me to let me know what cigs she wants, so I don't know what cigs to get. Oh crap. I just realised I still got to go to the shop, haven't I? I forgot about that. I was so excited to go. Sorry, I don't want to show you me right now because I look horrible. I'm just going to turn it around so people don't think I'm recording anyway. Come on, turn round. Because when they see that lens up, people think I'm recording. Alright, so guys, I just want to put like a kind of disclaimer before I start getting into the subject of the stream, because I had a comment. I was like having a bit of a talk with somebody, someone who commented on my last live stream, who was very upset because some stuff I said apparently was triggering, and they basically just heard all the bad stuff, or stuff that's bad in their eyes, that makes it sound like I was being, like they said, insensitive, unempathetic. And now they didn't use this word, but you can just tell they were like thinking I was being, say, transphobic, even though that couldn't be further from the truth. But they missed all the key parts that I was saying, you know, because they just assumed that I was going to say triggering things. So they actually didn't listen to everything that I was saying in my last live stream. So they ended up getting like a few things wrong and just assuming. See, now all these people are all about like not assuming and stuff. And like, you know, like you have to be careful what you say and so on and so forth. But, right, you know how like they always have to have these disclaimers on YouTube videos, like saying warning, there's like a trigger warning in videos and stuff, so people can just like skim over it. Well, I think that's wrong, because when people just ignore certain things, they don't get like the whole picture, and they can get things wrong. Like, you have to listen to everything. You can't just listen to part of what someone's saying and just ignore the rest. No, I am not. I'm talking about stuff on this stream. I'm not going to show my belly. It's fucking freezing anyway. And I've told you guys like many times before, I don't show my belly on stream anymore. Not unless you pay me. And as I remember, you didn't pay me after all. You said you were going to pay me, but then you didn't. So why the hell would I show my belly on stream? Well, I'm just going to chance it and get cigarettes anyway. 2 JPX players. I hope it's the right one. My mum hasn't told me what she wants. You're with me? I'm sorry about that. I just went into a shop, and I just didn't want to get the shop or the shop owner on my live stream, because I know people don't like it. So, you know, I respect that. It's a shop and all. And some don't allow like you recording or live streaming in the shop, so I want to be mindful of that now. So see, I'm not insensitive, and I'm not. They said I was insensitive. They said I treat people like crap, and they said that what was the other thing? Unempathetic or something. I don't know. That could be further from the truth. Like, you know, I've learnt now, you know, there's just certain places where you shouldn't record, like in shops or like people. That guy's doing his drugs, I think. He's all jittery and shaking. He's putting something on a thing. Just gonna show you real quick. It's in someone's house, so I don't want to show you too much. Just like a little bit of record. Hi, Anthony. Nice to see you again. I hope you guys are still with me. Hi, Pierre. Oh, great name. That used to be one of my personas names, Pierre. I love that name so much. Brilliant name. I like Pierre and Maurice. And a bunch of other French names that I can't remember. There was another one. Marcel. Oh, Marcel's brilliant. Michelle. What's the other one? Fifi. Bloody hell, I love Fifi. Fufu. Oh, that's a cool name as well. Hi, Sean. Nice to see you all again. I had about like 6 people watching my stream, but unfortunately I had to go into a shop and I had to go off YouTube because I wanted to check my money to make sure I had enough to pay for my mum's cigarettes. So I had to go off the stream for a minute. So I'm very sorry, guys, to interrupt. It's just that if I don't get it, and I go home and my mum will be like, "Have you got my cigarettes?" And I'd be like, "Shit, no, because you didn't tell me what you want." I'm not sure where to go down there or not. Right, some Christmas decorations I'll show you. Nice to see you also. Have I missed much? Yeah, have you not missed much, guys? I was just in the middle of a kind of disclaimer. Sorry, the visual's crap. When I get home, you'll get to see me. I look like crap at the minute, so I don't really want to show you me at the moment. When I get myself all adjusted when I'm home, I'll look better. So yeah, so I was in the middle of it was a kind of disclaimer. So the disclaimer is that this person commented on my last live stream after the stream was over, and they said I was being insensitive or something, uncaring, and that I treat people like crap, and I'm not, I have no empathy or something like, so like I've got no empathy or something. It's like, and it was I thought it was to do with my mum at first. I thought, because I know that other guy, there was another guy on my live stream who said that I should look after my mum and it's my duty, and that really triggered me. Like, that really made me go mad, because everyone else said that I don't have to feel guilt tripped into looking after my mum if I don't want to, because it's my life. And it's abuse. It's like abusive. So if anyone like guilt tripped me into doing something I don't want to do, even looking after my mum, and if my mum guilt tripped me, that's abuse. Like, that's not good. So it was kind of abuse. It's a shame, because I was starting to like those two. There's 2 people, I'm not going to mention their names, but there's 2 people on my live stream that at first I thought they were trolls, but they turned out to be kind of nice. But now I don't want to say I don't like them, but they've done a couple of things that I'm not happy about. So yeah, one of them keeps calling me a name that I don't like. It's a girl's name, and I've mentioned like a million times that I'm trans male and that I go by Jeremiah, Lord Jeremiah. But this person still keeps insisting on calling me the girl name. You can't see that, but that's a star, by the way. People have got the deckers up already. It's only November. Others don't know you as well as we do. Yeah, I'm glad I've got people on here that do know me. I'm very grateful for you guys, my fans, my cult members, my members of my Pharisee. I think it's called a Pharisee, isn't it? Like a kingdom, but when you're a pharaoh. Oh no, they've not got the things on. They've got these new candy canes. Oh, but they've not got them on today. Oh, what a shame. But yeah, that's really multicoloured and beautiful. As you can see, it's like all Christmassy. And there's another one up here somewhere, I'll show you guys. It's a beautiful car, that. Well, it's good, that. What is it? What kind of car is it? Jaguar. I knew it was a Jaguar, but I don't know what kind. Is it an E-Type? It looks like my dad's one. He used to have an E-Type. No, it was an E-Type Jaguar. What was that car you mentioned? I was watching some old videos last night, and there was one, he got a Jaguar calendar, and he mentioned the name. But I forgot the name. C2 or something. I can't remember. Yeah, I've been hearing about Thanksgiving all over the internet, so you don't have to tell me. I didn't know exactly when it was, but I guess I know now it's today. Is it the 25th today? I don't know. I can't remember. I've been hearing about it on Phoebe. You know, Phoebe, the gainer, feeder, for admiration social media. So I've been hearing about Thanksgiving a lot on there. Kind of pissed me off because it kind of shows that there's not many British people on there. It's all Americans. And that upsets me because, you know, because it means there's not many people nearby, because I want to meet people in real life. So yeah, it just upsets me a little. There's not many people, at least that I see in the main newsfeed anyway, that are local. So it just upsets me because it's like, I feel like there's no British people around for me to meet with. Local anyway. Like, I don't care where they're from. It got to be from near where I am. Because otherwise, you know, there's no chance that I could meet them in real life if they live too far away. So whether it be in other countries or other parts of the UK, that's the only reason I get upset about it, because, you know, I want to, you know, like, if I get along with someone so well, it's quite upsetting if they live too far away. Some of them are actually quite willing to travel, which is cool. Yes, I had to correct that person last time and tell him to stop calling you that name. Yeah, I got the John Players. Yeah. That's what my mum gets. She gets that, and she also gets, like... Oh, there's a dog there. Oh, look. Hello. You can't see him. Oh, hello. Good boy. Hello. Oh, you growling at me? Ooh, he's a good guard dog. Yeah. You're a good dog. You're a good doggy. I'll see you later. Ooh, you're so scary. You are so scary. You're a very good guard dog. Good boy. You're very good. Very good doggy. Not baring teeth though. Did not come across aggressive at all. Did you hear the growl? I don't know if you guys heard the growl. A low growl, but the body language is like, oh, I'm so cute and friendly, I just want to play. I'm sorry you couldn't see it. It looked like a... what colour was it now? Like a kind of orangey, peachy sort of... like a Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix. That's what it looks like. Gorgeous dog. Absolutely gorgeous. Very cute. Looked almost pink. Like an orangey, peachy pink sort of colouring. Looked very nice. Very nice. So, I'm sorry that you couldn't see the dog. Oh no, buffering? Is anyone else having buffering every few minutes? Damn it. That sucks. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. I'm not getting the house number, am I? Hope not. I was trying to get decorations. Let's see. Sorry about that. I got off a tangent again, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so there was one person, like I say, calling me by the name that we don't like. And also the other person kept saying that, you know, like I should look after my mum and it's my duty and stuff. And I didn't appreciate that really, because it's kind of saying that, like, no matter what your situation is, even if you're absolutely miserable, you have to stay in that situation that makes you utterly miserable, even, you know, just because it's like a family member. And like I say, since going on the, what's it called, the Carers UK forums, the people on there told me that I don't have to like do anything I don't want to do. And if anybody says that I have to look after my mum, including my mum herself, then that's abuse. That's like guilt tripping. That's trying to make you feel guilty so that you'll do it, even if you don't like doing it and it makes you miserable. Like I've been watching old videos from like 10 years ago or more, 10 or more years ago. And I just remember how happy I used to be, like when I was in my teenage years and early 20s. I remember how happy I used to be before I became my mum's carer. It's just been an absolute nightmare since becoming my mum's carer. And this person that I was arguing with, I thought he was, yeah, it was he. I said right. I thought he was like having a go at me about the whole mother, being a carer for my mum thing and not being happy doing it and stuff. I thought he meant, and I treat people like crap and that I had no empathy for people because of not wanting to, be my mum's care anymore. But after I clarified that, he said that no, it's not that bit, and he said he understood and said it was a really terrible situation I'm in, and that he does sympathise with me with that one. But the thing that he was going on about was the fact that, when I was talking about the subject of being banned from Morrison's because I accidentally misgendered that trans woman, and we all agree, don't we, that was absolutely a ridiculous situation. So I wasn't pissed. Like, I understand completely that trans woman was pissed off at me because I misgendered her. I get that, like, I totally understand, right? But I don't appreciate the way the staff dealt with me. Like, the staff treated me like a criminal, and they didn't even get my side of the story. Because I told them, like I said, I told you guys, and I told them, the staff, both managers that I dealt with, I tried to tell them my side of the story, which was that it was an accident, it was a mistake. I was curious. I just saw this person who looked like, I wasn't sure what sex it was. I didn't know if it was, I thought it was a male dressed up as a female. And I just said, I wonder if it's a transgender male to female person. That's what I thought. That's what I said in my stream. I actually said that. Like, so I have acknowledged that that she does look like a female, but wasn't sure. So that should be enough. But like I say, I mean, this person was really far away from me when she turned around and her jaw dropped. It's like, how the hell did you hear what I said? Because you were far away. So I didn't think I was insensitive about that. I just think that it was a bit too much for me to get banned just because I misgendered the person. And this person that was watching my stream, the last stream I did a few days ago or a week ago or whatever, just like ignored a lot of things that I said because they thought it was going to be triggering. But it was those things that they didn't listen to and missed that would have told them that it wasn't triggering and I was actually trying to make a point. That, that they misunderstood me. So more misunderstandings, I think, come from not listening to a person's story. Like not hearing the whole story. Like just only listening to parts of my story and just saying, right, well, you're offensive, so I'm not going to listen to the rest. If he'd have listened to the rest, he would have realised that, my point. Because I actually said go back and watch my stream again. It looks like because he told me to go and look back at my stream and say, because I kept asking, I said, what was offensive about what I said or whatever, like what made you think that I was being unempathetic and stuff. And he said, well, just go back and listen to your stream and you'll see what I mean. And then when he finally told me which part, because I said I talked about quite a few subjects on my stream, like which bit are you referring? But he just wouldn't tell me. So I had to be the one to go into specifics. And I said, oh, is it the bit about you know, my mum, being a carer for my mum and stuff. And he was like, no, it wasn't about that. It was about the bit where I misgendered that trans woman in Morrison's. And I said, well, now I know what you're talking about. I can explain myself now. You know, I can sort of clear up any misunderstandings. So I told him what I was actually saying, and he actually admitted that he didn't watch all my live stream because he thought it was going to be triggering. And I said, well, there you go then. You've not even listened to what I said. Now, all these people, these, I guess they're like, he called them liberals and like left-wing people. I'm going to call them like activist types because I don't know what you call these people. The problem with these people is that they want equality for minorities, and they want to be listened to, and they want everybody to be understood and listened to. The problem is that while they want that, they don't listen to other people. So if it's not pro, as in, or should I say appearing to be pro liberal Democrat, pro left wing, pro we have to walk on eggshells and have to not say this word and not say that word because it'll offend them. If you're not all about that, then they just don't want to listen to you. They will not listen to you. Even if what you said is technically pro, like LGBT and pro equality and stuff. Because what I was saying wasn't anti anything. I wasn't anti anything. I wasn't being any isms, you know. I was just trying to make a point that it was going too far when they banned me from a shop for accidentally misgendering someone and siding with that person. Because like I said in my last stream, I said that back in my day, as my mum would say, would you say it for a laugh actually, because you know old people are always saying that. I said back in my day, like in the 90s and stuff, when I was growing up, if somebody went up to a member of staff in a shop and said, oh, that customer of yours, they just misgendered me, they would have said, well, what do you want us to do about it? There's nothing we can do. Like, you know, they can't read your mind. They would just think it was balmy. They wouldn't have done anything about it. But nowadays, you misgender someone by accident, out of curiosity as well. Like, I did it innocently. It's not like I looked at that person and thought, oh, that's a man dressed as a woman, and go up to her and go, oh, well, you know, you're a freak. You know? Why are you dressed up as a woman? You're a man. If I'd have done that, I could totally understand them getting pissed off and get me banned. I could totally understand that because that is abuse. It is abuse if you sort of outright just go up to someone and say, you know, that's stupid, you're a freak, this, that, the other, whatever. But what I said wasn't rude, it wasn't mean, it wasn't bullying. It was just a general wonderment. I think that's a man. And this person just took it all out of context. So I know this is a very long disclaimer, guys, and I'm sorry about that. I really am. But it just... So this disclaimer, what I'm trying to say in this very long, roundabout, winded way, is that you can't just assume that what somebody is saying on their videos or live streams, in this case me, that I am automatically being offensive, and to switch off my content because you don't want to hear anymore. And basically you'd switch off my video before I got to the point that I'm making, which if people listen to the points I'm making, it's very obvious that I'm not being offensive. I'm just saying I think it's crazy that people are taking it so far that you get banned from a shop for it. That was my entire point in my last live stream. And you know what? The reason why I actually brought it up last time, because I was actually telling a story about what happened to me last, what day was it now? I think it was Wednesday or Friday or something. And basically, I went to Asda. And you guys know I've been banned from Asda. Last year, in fact. And I genuinely didn't know what I was banned for. It seemed like a petty thing to me. But I've been in Asda several times since I've been supposedly banned, and nobody's told me to get out. Anyway, this time I thought I'd go to Asda. Seeing as how I've been there a few times before, I decided to go to Asda in order to, go and get my prescription. Because I was initially banned from the pharmacy part before they banned me from the main shop. But like I said, I've been there since. And the person who got me banned from the pharmacy, the person who worked at the pharmacy, he was there that day when I went. Not the day that I'm talking about now, but when I went to the pharmacy and realised I wasn't banned anymore. I actually dealt with that guy. The guy who had the problem with me. And he was fine with me. Like, he was jovial, and he was whatever. Oh, hang on, just a minute. Sorry, I didn't know the word, but like, he was friendly, and he just dealt with me like in a civil way. So I thought, oh, we're all good now, we're all fine. Because when I saw him, I was like, oh, shit, it's him. I thought he's gonna go blabbing to whoever, like the pharmacist or whatever, and say, oh, that's that person I don't like, and get me banned again. But it wasn't actually. He quite happily dealt with me. He was weird. I thought, oh, shit, but he was fine. So I thought, oh, right, so they've let bygones be bygones, and they've actually moved forward. Because, everyone keeps telling me to move forward, but none of these people do. If anything happens that they don't like, they hold a grudge like for fucking ever. So I just thought, oh, they've actually let it go and moved forward like you're supposed to do. Which, by the way, is what animals do. Animals don't dwell on something that's happened in the past. They move forward. And 1 minute they can have a bit of a fight, and then the next minute they're all right with each other, That's how human beings used to be. They used to just have it out, and then they were all fine with each other, But now people just seem to hold grudges. You do one little thing wrong, and suddenly they hate you forever. And they ban you from shops forever if you do something minorly wrong. Like, again, if I'd have done something really big and bad, like if I was proper abusive to someone, or if I'd have stole or whatever, I could understand them banning me for life. But these reasons were just petty little reasons. So anyway, I'll tell you the story about what happened last week. So last week I went into Asda because I forgot to finish my story because I went off on a tangent. So last week I went in, I had a prescription. All the pharmacies that I'd nominated had, they couldn't get hold of my steroid cream, which I desperately need. I desperately need my steroid cream to survive. Like, I seriously can't survive without it. What I'm saying now is very important to the point. So bear with me. Let me see what I look like. I think I look like shit, but okay. My eczema's really bad, guys, so bear with me, but this will emphasize my point, actually. My eczema is really bad. So if I don't get my steroid cream, I actually flare up so bad that I can't cope. The eczema on my body and my face will flare up to a point where I seriously can't stand it, and I will be miserable. And it's hard to get out of bed, it's hard to move around. You just feel like proper crap, like seriously can't cope. So I panicked. Like, I panicked at the time because I couldn't get my steroid cream from places, and I thought, what am I going to do now? So the woman from my nominated pharmacy, she gave me a little prescription slip, which I've actually got in my pocket right here, for my steroid cream. And she said, to take it to another pharmacy, maybe they'll have it. So I went to Boots. They said they don't have it. So I said, where can I get it? Like, what pharmacy will have it? And they said, nowhere will have it because it's a manufacturing issue. So I thought I'll chance Asda, because the last time they said they had a manufacturing issue, I went to Asda and they had it. So I went to Asda. Nobody banned me. Like I say, even the woman that was there that banned me last time was there. And I guess she didn't notice I came in. She didn't notice me. So I thought, great. So I went up to the pharmacy. I asked for my prescription. They said they had it. So considering it's a manufacturing issue, they have it. So somehow they're able to get it, which is great. But unfortunately, the guy said I'd have to wait half an hour. So I thought, oh, you know what that means, don't you? This means that while I'm waiting for half an hour, this security woman is, has like a chance to realize that it's me. Because of course I feel like super guilty, even though I've not actually done anything wrong. I feel guilty because I've been banned, and it's like if I get recognized, I know she's gonna come over and give me a hard time and throw me out and say, gotta go. So I was like a bit nervous. But I just sat down and waited for the half an hour. And eventually I saw her go back and forth, and she kept looking at me, so she was suspicious that it was me. I was in disguise. I had my hood up and a mask on and everything. And I was in an outfit that, she wouldn't recognise, because when she banned me, I was wearing I was in costume because, it was Halloween on the day when I got banned. So I was in Asda in costume. So I'm recognisable in costume because I wear that kind of outfit the rest of the time. But this time I was in this generic jacket, and I had my hood up, and I had leggings on, and I had a mask. So I thought she can't possibly identify me. But she kept going past, and you could tell she was suspicious because she kept looking at me. I could see in the corner of my eye, but I never looked at her directly. But then eventually she went past and looked at me. And I did lock eyes with her for just a few seconds. And then I continued to talk to the guy I was talking to next to me. And then she came storming up to me. I was sat down. So she stormed up to me, and she was like this. She bent over to talk to me, and she got virtually right in my face. And she said, "You're not allowed in here. You're banned. Get out," she said. Hi, Starman, I'm fine today. My eczema's a bit shit, but yeah. So I said to her, I'm just waiting for my prescription. I can't get it anywhere else. I'm desperate for it. And the man here said that I could, I could have my prescription in half an hour. So I'm just waiting. Once I get it, I'll go and never come back, I said to her. So she went, "Okay, I will let you have your prescription, but then you've got to leave and never come back." So I said, "Thank you, I really appreciate it." And she went, "Oh, is that sarcasm?" And I said, "No," I said, "I'm serious. Thank you, I'm so grateful." I really was, but she just assumed I was being sarcastic. Anyway, I started to ask her why I'm banned, because I didn't know why I was banned. Because literally it was the stupidest things. I know they have a problem with me, but it's for stupid reasons. Definitely not anything bad. Not that anything bad. That bad that you get perma-banned for life from a shop. I'm sorry, but the things that they had an issue with before, which I still it's not really clear, but it was just so stupid that I can't abide by it at all. But she ignored me, and she started talking to the man next to me and said, "Oh, are you all right?" and all this stuff. And so I overtalked her and said, "Why am I banned?" And she was like, "Oh, you're banned because of this and that and the other, because apparently I made people uncomfortable or something." I was like, "Yeah, that is not a reason to ban someone." You know what? It's like this new law, right? Where I could be minding my own business, doing nothing at all, maybe not even looking at anyone, and someone could just turn around and look at me, take a disliking to me, and say, "That person makes me uncomfortable. I'm gonna go get them banned." And apparently they can do that. This is a thing these days, that you don't have to do anything that's traditionally considered inappropriate or offensive. If I went up to someone and said, "You fucking idiot," or something, obviously that is bad. But apparently these days you can say anything or even look a certain way, and someone could just say, oh, that person makes me uncomfortable and offends me, and just, I don't know, get them in trouble or get them banned. It's like, it's crazy. Apparently that's a thing. I didn't even know. Like, you could just say anything, like dead innocent, like even a compliment. Apparently it's how they take it. So apparently it depends on how the person takes something that you said. So even if my intention wasn't bad, but they took it bad, apparently their feelings have got to be taken into consideration, and they've got to deal with you in a way that's going to make them happy. And it's like, you're kidding me. Again, back in my day, people used to go, fuck that, it's your problem. So if I misgender someone, that's their problem. It's not the shop's problem. It's not the staff's problem. It's not even my problem. I, like I say, was curious. I didn't know. I can't read minds. Like, my mum pointed something out. She was like, for all I know, it might be a transvestite. So that's a man who still identifies as a man, but he just likes to dress in women's clothes sometimes, and has decided, oh, it's acceptable now. I'll go out in women's clothes, you know, no big deal. No biggie, just like girls going out dressed in boys' clothes. It's like, it's no biggie, you know. So what if I assumed that was a transgender woman? That person could get offended at that and say, oh, well, you know, I'm not transgender, I'm just a man who likes to dress the woman. Like, for all I know, they could get offended by that. Like, you know, you can't read minds. People have got to take into consideration that people can't read minds. I don't know what's going to offend you personally until you tell me, until I say it, and then you tell me. And people will be like, oh, well, just don't say it just in case, like, just to be safe. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know at the time. Like, at the time, I just blurt out what pops into my head. I don't think like this. Like, not many people think like this. Not many people think in a way that says, well, I better not say this, that, the other, because they could take it wrong. People just say stuff. It's like, even in Asda, I saw like it looked like a trans woman. It looked like a man that was, you know, identified as a woman and dressed up in woman's clothing. I remember thinking, like, because this had happened after the incident with Morrison, so I'm thinking, well, I better not say anything, or wouldn't even wonder, like, innocently. Like, apparently I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to go, oh, isn't that? Like, I'm not allowed to do that. Like, what the fuck? This world's gone mad. And that's not any kind of phobia. That's just, like, supposedly you're allowed to have opinions and free speech. But apparently it could put people's lives in danger. Like, what the hell? Like, apparently me saying, oh, I think that's a man, could put that person in danger. Well, how am I supposed to know that? Like, logically, that's not what pops into my head when I think, oh, you know, I wonder if that's a man. I don't think, oh, that's going to put that person in danger, so obviously I'm going to say it. And unless someone's, like, gives me this book of rules saying, right, you can't say this, and you can't say that, and you can't say that, and you can't... Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, I don't know. Unless it's obvious, I don't know, do I? Unless it's obvious that something's going to offend someone, I don't know. I don't have a list of fucking rules and I can't read minds. You can't ban someone from a shop before getting their side of the story, and my side of the story was innocent, saying, oh, well, you know, I didn't know, did I? I was curious. I just look at this person and I wonder, is that or isn't it a transgender person? Or it could be a transvestite. Like, I don't know. And I don't know that even by wondering that and saying that out loud could get them in trouble. Like, apparently that's dangerous. Well, I didn't know that. There's not this book of, like, liberal woke rules that you've got to abide by now. Here you go. Like, I don't know that, do I? It's like, people misgender me all the time. I said this in my last video. People misgender me all the time. But I would never think, oh shit, I could get that person banned. Like, I'm going to go get that person banned now. I'm going to complain to the manager. Hey, manager, that person over there just said she, or, oh, that's a woman or lady or whatever. Like, in my mind, I would think, that'd be stupid. Like, I can't do that. Like, I can't complain. Like, it's my problem. If someone misgenders me, to them, I look like this. To me, I look like a man. Like, to me, I look very manly right now. But to everyone else, apparently, I look like a woman. And it does piss me off. Don't get me wrong, it pisses me off when people misgender me and think I look like a woman. so therefore they go, oh yeah, you're a woman. Like, that pisses me off, because I hear people say it all the time. They'll go, oh, they'll be on the phone and they just heard my voice, and they'll go, oh, there's a lady on the phone and she this and you know, and I'm like so pissed off. But I wouldn't even think to correct them, because I'm like, well, I sound like a woman, so it's safe to assume I am one. And it's like, if someone looks like a woman, it's safe to assume that they are one, you know, even if they're dressed like in a different way. Like, you don't know. I know people say don't assume, but people are going to assume. Because when someone looks over there and sees a lamp, it's like, it's safe to assume that that's a lamp and not a telephone, isn't it, you know? And then someone will come along and say, that's not a lamp, that's a telephone, that. It's like, well, I didn't know, did I? It looks like a freaking lamp, doesn't it? I mean, look at it. Look at it. Would you assume that that's a telephone? No, you wouldn't, would you? Like, you wouldn't think, oh, well, I can't look at a lamp and assume it's a lamp, can I? It might be a telephone. It might identify as a telephone, mightn't it? Like, you don't know. These things are in people's heads, so you don't know. And people try their best. Like, if that lamp dressed up as a telephone, then maybe you can sort of think, okay, so that lamp wants to identify as a telephone. It doesn't want to be a lamp. My analogy is going to offend a bunch of people. I just know it, but I'm trying to say people have eyes. And if something looks like a thing, they're going to think it's a thing, aren't they? God, I hate having to walk on eggshells. See, I was saying this outside, like, these people all want equality and they all want freedom of speech at the same time, but at the same time, they also want people to trip over what they say and be careful and walk on eggshells. I'm not saying that people can't identify as whatever they want because they can. What I'm trying to say is that people can't read minds. If someone identifies as something other than what they appear to be, other people around them don't know that. So if they look upon you and what they perceive is a woman before them, they're just gonna go with that, aren't they? They're not gonna say, oh, well, maybe that person identifies as male, so we'll just, you know, be careful and not say anything. Like, people say what pops into their head, unless it's something obvious offensive. Like when I said about people seeing my face looking red and they come and go on about my face being red. Like, that's obviously offensive. That's something that should be obvious to someone. It's kind of, you know, a bit of a grey area there. It's like, you don't go up to someone and start going on about the fact that they've got a red face unless you're a bully or something. These guys wasn't a bully. Issa, seriously, what are you doing? Why are you saying happy Thanksgiving? We're not in America. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving here. You don't have to say that. And I'm so sorry. But I'm not one of those British YouTubers that caters to the fact that I might have more American viewers. So I know there are a lot of... Now, this might offend a bunch of people too, but you know what? I don't give a shit, because it really pisses me off, this. I'm quite passionate about this subject, so... There are quite a lot of British YouTubers. I think I counted 4 or 5 that I watch, and they all cater to Americans. Like, they'll say vacation, they'll say mom, they'll say... What else do they say? All sorts of American versions of what we say. I can't think of others. Oh, Craigslist. Now, this is not even an American thing. This is just how they pronounce it. She actually apologized for pronouncing it the correct way. She said, oh, I'm so sorry. She actually did this, right? She said, oh, I'm British, by the way, so please forgive me, she said. But so forgive me if I pronounce it Craigslist, because I know it's pronounced Craigslist to Americans. And I'm like, what are you doing? Not only are you British and you're allowed to say it the way a British person would say it, you don't have to cater to American audiences. Like, they have to learn your language, you know, they have to learn how you speak. And it's very obvious that you mean Craigslist, because it's Craigslist anyway. But it's actually the correct way to pronounce it. Craig is pronounced Craig. It's spelled C-R-A-I-G. Craig. A-I is pronounced A. If it was Craigslist, it would be C-R-E-G. That's Craig. And what is it? Graham. Oh, this pisses me off. It's pronounced Graham. And Americans pronounced it Graham. Do you know what? For years, I never knew that graham crackers were Graham crackers. I actually thought they were called graham crackers. But then I realised that it's spelt like Graham, and they just pronounce it Graham. And it's like, no, it's Graham. 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 So a British person on YouTube, knowing that they've got an American audience, will actually apologise for pronouncing it Graham or Craig. And I'm like, but that is how it's supposed to be pronounced, though. Like, it's the Americans that pronounce it Craig and Graham. Because it's wrong. It's not pronounced like that. That is not how you pronounce it anyway. But the rest of it, I get that they say mom, and I get that they say sidewalk, and they say vacation and what have you. That's fine. That's what they say. But for an actual British person to change the way they speak to cater for Americans because they have a predominantly American audience, I find that blows my mind in a bad way. That's crazy to me. Because in my mind, you're kind of treating the Americans like they're stupid. Like that they can deduce that when you say mum, you do mean mother. Like it's obvious that mum is the British term for, in their words, mom, you know. So it's like, well, they will forgive you for saying mum. And if you say pavement instead of sidewalk, if they don't know what you're talking about, then you have to say, well, it means, in your terms, sidewalk. They have to learn your terminology. You shouldn't have to cater to other people's way of speaking. You should just teach them that this is how I speak. That is all I'm saying. So before people get offended by that, I'm just saying British people should be British. They shouldn't have to change for other cultures, especially not Americans, because like I say, this is England. English used to be a certain way, but Americans, because they wanted to be separate from the British people now that they're not part of our empire, because it used to be an empire, like I say, I think the British people used to like own America and India and all sorts of places. So when they gained independence from Britain, they started to change the English language so that they could be individual, so they could individualize themselves from Britain. So in other words, all the terms that Americans, you know, the changes that they've made to the English language is wrong. It's incorrect. It's not correct English. It's American English. So for British people to actually change what they say to suit Americans, just because the Americans wanted to be separate from us, is absolutely crazy. It's like, you're not American. Why are you being American? Like, why are you trying to be American? Why? Are you trying to fit in with them? Are you trying to kowtow to them? Like, what are you trying to do? It's like, they're not dictators. They're not coming to you and saying, well, you can't say your British speak now because you've got an American audience, so you have to say Graham, and you have to say Craig, and you have to say sidewalk, and you have to say mom, and you have to say vacation. No, you don't have to do that. So why do British people feel the need to do this? British YouTubers, I mean. There was even, I found another one now. It was a kitten one, it's a woman that rescues cats and kittens. She's British. And on top of that, she's an older lady. So of all British people, I expected older ones to like be set in their ways of actually like I say, because it's more of a new thing to cater to Americans. Of like, it's like, because American stuff is everywhere. It's all on TV and everything. So young people are growing up with American stuff and speak and all that stuff. So you can kind of understand British young people sort of growing up with American lingo, and they start to sort of use it thinking that's normal. You can kind of understand that, but an older person doing it, and I want to like say something, but I know that they're going to get pissed off. Well, not the actual YouTuber themselves, but the people in that comment and see it, they're going to get pissed off. So I think better of, like, I have asked, like, there was like Daniela Kirsty, I asked her, like, why does she say, like, I was genuinely curious, and I said, why do you, yeah, why do you use American terms? I said, is it because you're just used to them and that's how you talk? Or is it because you're actively trying to cater to your American audience, your predominantly American audience? But I never got a response, so I still don't know. So this person turned around, she had a cap on, and it says cat mom on it, and I'm like, you're British, why have you got a thing saying mom on it? What the fuck? It pisses me off. The only reason why it pisses me off is because it feels like we're becoming Americanized, but I don't actually know why. It used to be a fucking empire. Why are we kowtowing to American stuff now? I don't know. It upsets me when it's like if Indians started catering to other cultures, that would also piss me off. If black people did it, it's like you don't have to do it. You can, you know, you don't have to cater to other people and cultures and shit. You can be your own like culture, if that makes sense, you know. Meaning, so if you're British or whatever you are, you can. I mean, if you want to do it, then that's different. Like, if someone is a big fan of a different culture and they want to emulate them, then that's fine. Because I've done it. I've done it since I was a kid, you know. I used to be a big fan of, like, Egypt and Germany, and I still am. So I used to, like, any way I could, I would try and be more, dress or talk like a German person, say, for instance. I used to do that, but that was my own personal preference. But if someone's doing it to kowtow and cater, then that's where I think that it's wrong. But so many of them do it, and I just don't understand why. Anyway, that's enough of that rant. I hope you guys understand and don't get all upset about it. But if you do, then I don't care, because I don't care about what trolls think. So I'm gonna read your chats in a minute. Bear with me. And I promise I will get onto the subject of Chan, okay? Just bear with me. I'm just responding to what happened in my last stream and like the reactions I got to my last stream, so I'm in a bit of a rush because I've got to be doing dinner now instead. And now, of course, my mum wants a club and peppermint. So instead of getting on with dinner, I have to now do a peppermint as well. I already get distracted without my mum giving me more stuff to do. Like, she's the one who wants dinner done, and then in the next breath she wants me to do something else, and she knows I get distracted easily. And yet she'll still keep getting me to do other things when she knows I get distracted easily. When she knows she wants dinner done, she wants me to focus on dinner. And now I'm having a hard time finding a dish to put something in. I have to cook in this wok right now. But there's food in this wok and I've got nowhere to put it, and I can't, you know, I think it's called Tupperware. I don't know, like a plastic tub thing to put it in to store it, like a storage plastic thing. I can only find dirty ones. I'll clean it. It's like a tiny bit as well. Like I don't really want a huge, and all I can find is huge ones. Anyway, sorry about this, guys. How am I today? Sorry, I mean, how are you today? I know what you. I'm just gonna read stuff. Hi, Issa, by the way. I am on your side. I know. Thank you very much. You're right. I can't. Aldi. Do you have Aldi's? Yeah, we have Aldi's. Jeremiah, you have the right to go to your local stores without any jobs worth staff banning you for no reason. Thank you very much, Thomas. I don't know if you're still there, but thank you for saying that. And also thank you for calling me Jeremiah. I really do appreciate that. I do appreciate it very much. I appreciate that you guys are on my side. Yeah, we have Aldi's. There's one up the road, like on the way to Ashton. I pass it every time. I think it's an Aldi, is it? Or is it a Lidl? There's an Aldi in Stalybridge where Tesco. But I know of at least two. There's also a Lidl as well, and I keep getting them mixed up. Right, let's see what else we've got there. No, it's a lamp, like you said. I thought that analogy was really funny. It was like really cracking me up. I couldn't take it seriously. Just that I couldn't handle it anymore. It was too funny. I'm comparing a lamp to people identifying and stuff, and I know it's a lot of people are gonna start getting offended by that. But I was trying to make a point again. I'm not trying to be offensive. Because I totally understand if someone wants to identify something different. But I thought my analogy of a lamp identified as a telephone. Like, how are you supposed to know that that lamp wants to identify as a telephone? Sorry, but that just made me laugh because it's so else other than a lamp. If it looks like a lamp, then it's, you can't get mad at people for assuming it's a lamp. That's what I'm trying to say. It's Christmas. We have Christmas. New, really round, cute Flufferpuffers. So cute. I think we've skipped a bit there. Sorry, my stupid stream keeps cutting off. It's really annoying. I haven't... Wait, I think I do have a picture. It's in my diary. 1 minute. I have some new art to show you anyway. It's not of Flufferpuffers, though. It's of some other things. I'm going to show it you. Graham is a British name. All Yanks say sneakers for trainers, and the Yanks call sweets candy because Yanks have took over the British culture. Yeah, it's pretty sad, I say. I live in the UK, but do say sometimes I do say the American version of items and stuff, sometimes, but not all. Yeah, I used to as well. I sometimes say trash. But it's not because I'm catering to Americans. It's just because I just like to use that word sometimes. Because growing up, I didn't realize that trash was predominantly an American term, so I didn't really get it. Like, I didn't know the difference between American English and British English when I was growing up because I mainly watched things like Disney and what have you. So I thought that was just normal. I didn't even know that like Disney was American. I always thought it was British for some reason. I always thought everything was British. Like, I just assumed everything was British, so... Bloody hell, I can't find it. And there's that. It's very dark. I am okay. I'm fine. How are you doing? Bad stores for banning. Hey, how are you doing? I'm pretty good, thanks. Did you still got your Victorian skirt? Yeah. Oh, gosh, I didn't see that. I'm so sorry, Dean. I didn't even see it. I just saw the bit where it said, do you still have your Victorian skirt? And that's all I saw. What do they sell in stores called B&M? Oh, all sorts of things. Fly tipping. It's where you get a bag of rubbish and you throw it into someone's property or land. Instead of in the bin. Just put it on, like, on the outside, like in the countryside or the streets. Fly tipping is where you just put a load of rubbish and you just dump it somewhere it's not supposed to be. That's the Supreme Ruler. He's dead skinny. He's so skinny and disgusting. Oh my god. Look at the little paws. Aren't they cute? He's got tiny paws. So that's him coming at you from the front, looking cute as pie, wagging his tail all cute. That's the other version of that one. I haven't... I forgot about that one, actually. I forgot to take a picture of it, didn't I? Oops. I have got a fluffer puffer in here somewhere. I have the skirt. Yes, there it is. Look at the little paws. Little paws. Fluff's being curled up and flying in their sleep, just going in a circle. They wake up confused and a bit panicked, maybe dizzy. Maybe there's loads of them. There's loads of them in the sky. A sky full of them, and they bump into each other, all let out a mew at once and make a racket in the sky. Yes, pause. How cute is that? I thought that was the cutest combo ever. I don't think there's any more. I haven't got any more drawings in this diary. But I do have... Sorry, it's dark. I do have a thing. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to... It's really late and I'm trying to rush. I still need to do dinner, don't I? Shit. I'm so sorry, guys. I will get on to the subjects at hand. So... I had this idea whereby Jeremiah is like the Pharaoh king of Egypt. I think a Pharaoh is a king, isn't it? Yeah, Pharaoh is the Pharaoh king of Egypt, and he's really fat because, you know, kings just like sit around and eat, and they eat lavishly. Like they just eat, instead of eating like one meal for every meal, they eat just like a whole banquet of food. So Jeremiah as the king Pharaoh person just eats a banquet for like breakfast, lunch and dinner and gets really fat, and all his subjects in his kingdom are all just dead skinny and poor and starving and overworked. Like they have to work their asses off for very little money and therefore can't afford to buy food to eat a lot, so they're basically dead skinny, and then they get really jealous because he's dead fat, so they get like mad and they get jealous that the king is so fat and sexy, and basically they can't object to the fact that he's not helping his subjects and letting them starve. And the slaves and the pet, like the slaves are not mad, but the peasants are mad on their behalf and they get all upset. And you think that the king should help them out, but he just keeps all the food and money for himself because he's greedy and gluttonous.
Oh no, it wasn't about that. I just wanted to see these.
Oh wow, they're beautiful.
That's what used to be produced. Now, of course, they're all, you know, they're not. Holy shit.
That's definitely better.
That'd be gorgeous.
Much better. I like the crown as well. I want the crown.
Some really nice.
I like royal stuff. Looks like a homemade crown. That's cool, but it looks so good. That looks really good. Oh wow. Onto Yuletide chocks. I like how thick they look as well. Like they're quite chubby.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Fancy box. Very. I like fancy stuff.
New idea.
Well,
both Fry's and Cadbury's came up with it at the same time.
It's
Launched
a
in
shame.
1868.
Yeah, it is.
They came
Look
out
at them.
essentially
So
for the
beautiful.
Christmas
Now we
market,
get.
and they were
Yeah, it's like
very
watercolours. Looks
expensive,
absolutely
pure,
gorgeous. Yeah, I love it.
expensive chocolate, and
Oh, look at
make it
him.
giftable. Look at this
Oh,
one,
man.
for instance. Look at the quality of that printing.
I saw it for like
luxury
2 seconds.
personified, and
Luxury.
something tasty
Why does
inside.
everybody like modern
These
crap?
chocolates weren't for everyone.
I don't know. You know, I saw a mansion last night. They were going on about this mansion, and at first, when I saw this mansion from the inside, I actually thought it was a clinic or something. And I thought, that's a mansion. That looks ugly. It was all white. It was all like plastic, shiny walls and these bright white lights. Like instead of lamps, it was just like these lights on the wall and on the ceilings,
Isn't it
just like you
awful?
get in a shop or a clinic.
How on earth can people? Well, it's only like the shopping centres now. They're just boring shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
How
cute
nice.
dog.
It
It's so
shows you
cute.
on this programme,
Oh, look.
it shows you a shop front how it used to be. Oh,
I
curtain
bet it's
up at
beautiful.
Christmas.
Hang on, anyway.
They were all, cause I mean,
Help.
back then they were like bow windows.
Oh, I love bow windows.
And they were
I absolutely love them.
all Christmas
I love it.
crammed into this window.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you've got a bow window, and then they have like the fancy bits on the windows, don't they? And then they've got like the decoration.
It's so sad.
It's very sad, yeah.
That people don't appreciate the work that goes into things like that.
Well, I think they do, but I don't know why they don't want to do it anymore, though. It's stupid.
No, I mean now.
Most people love it.
Now Cadbury's, of course, is purple.
I'm like, I saw this mansion and I thought I would hate to live there. Like, I'm not jealous of that person. Like, like most
No,
people would be
no.
jealous of living in a big mansion. I'm like, I'm glad I don't live there. It looks like you could have an accident. Like, everything's hard, everything's ugly, everything's white, slippery, like no carpets.
I watched that through the keyhole, and you go through like celebrity homes or well-known people's homes.
Yeah.
And the majority of them, Kirsty,
I just-
was all white walls.
Yeah. Oh, so
And in
good.
one of them, they even had a white kitchen.
But this didn't even look like a house. Like, it
Oh.
just looked like a clinic. It was just so ugly. Or like, these modern museums
Yeah.
just look all just, and they've got like a thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it just doesn't look like a house.
Yeah, I know.
It's just weird. I just don't like
It's
it.
only like that thing you showed me for the ball. Look like bloody offices.
Oh, I know. That building, yeah, it does, does it? It doesn't look like a hotel, does it? It looks like a.
Well, exactly, it just looks like a set of buildings.
It does.
Offices.
No, I know
that's
what you mean,
where
yeah,
we're
yeah.
Going.
Yeah,
A set of offices.
I know. I was actually quite surprised when I saw it, because the other village hotel, the one that way, on the way to Hyde, that was like a proper, like, beautiful sort of hotel-looking hotel, like a house, like a massive.
So why did
Cozy.
you pick somewhere like that?
I was really surprised when that one looked so different. Just looks so bad. It's
Or
black.
warehouse.
Yeah, like a big black ugly warehouse. Like a set of Legos. A Lego building.
I just don't get this
Pause.
thing. I mean, so I catch on, when I'm between things, I catch things on.
It does actually.
And this woman put together some
Oh.
kind of
You guys will love this.
home, and I thought, no,
What was it?
dream.
Oh, dream. Oh, God, you're
home.
kidding me. It probably looks ugly. Nothing like a dream. Ugh.
It was absolutely horrible. I mean, you can see something in it.
Mew. It's not a mew.
But you
It's a
wouldn't want
dog.
to bloody live there. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah, I know.
Not the kind of place, because they don't look like homes.
Yeah, I get that.
No, nobody looks like they live in the homes. It's just bizarre. It's just absolutely.
Yeah, you see, there's this. What was it now? It's where you could win a mansion. I don't know if you've seen these adverts. Like you enter a competition and you could win a mansion.
No, thank you.
And it was it was the outside was really beautiful. It looked, really luxurious. But then the house was just square, and it was glass and chrome, and it had no character.
No, I said that to you before. Everybody thinks
It's like ultra modern. It was just like,
clean, clear.
and they were like, "Ooh, look
Well,
at
I
all this
like to watch-
luxury." It's like, it doesn't look luxurious at all. It just looks like a freaking, like a tin. I don't know. Just
Well, I like to watch the repair shop.
a hospital.
Not only,
Even hospitals looked good back then.
not only for the craftsmanship, which you won't see today.
Yes.
They're all in fucking IT.
Fucking.
It's all damn computers. But you get to see all the stuff that people made, and you're thinking, how can you look at today's shit and the stuff that you see under the repair shop? Because in the repair shop you see craftsmanship. Today it's just crap. It's just crap.
Absolute garbage. Crap.
Charge my phone.
Disgusting. Yes, of course. And we can swap now because you can have this one. That should be all. Disgusting, boring crap. Disgusting, boring crap. I love ornate, antique-looking stuff.
Worry about like all these. A lot of people in the repair shop are quite old, they're getting old. Luckily enough, they've got a few younger ones in that are interested in keeping up that, but not every single one. So, like you see one that repairs chairs and sofas and things like that. She's a young person. Who's going to take over from her when she gets older? And sorry, you get like clockmakers and things like that, and they're all older people. Who's going to take over from them?
Hopefully young people actually like ornate, intricate, beautiful, detailed
the guy that does
stuff.
All, like, not the clock making, but does other stuff that's a bit like mechanical and stuff like that. He gets his son in occasionally doing that.
Yeah.
So he's obviously teaching him the trade, but if they don't teach people the trades that they've got, what's going to happen in the future?
I don't know. Anyway, I've got dinner to make, so
going to end up on the tip.
That would suck. That would be a really sad shame. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, I'm not even sorry just to you. I mean, my mum actually wants me to do dinner right now, and she's the one who's actually keeping me from doing it, but she's the one who's going to be mad when dinner ends up late and blame me. So I've got to, think of any excuse to get away so that I can get on with doing the thing that she wants me to do. I'll show you the art in a minute. I mean, I didn't even realise that this wok needed cleaning. That it still had food in it and it hadn't been sort of, what's the word, like soaked. So now I'm having to do all that now when really it should be on the go cooking, and I've not even started. Like nothing's been done, nothing's been started at all. So I'm super late now, and my mum's going to be pretty much annoyed. So I really need to get on, but she's the one actually who's keeping me. Oh, jeez. Caught on everything as usual. Oh my. I'm very sorry. But yeah, I'm getting quite pissed off because I'm getting people on my live streams who are telling me to show my belly on camera. But they're not even willing to pay for it. It's like, shut up. I'm not going to do it unless you pay me. And it won't even be on live stream because, filthy idiots who just don't understand. So rude. And all I want to do, is make a video or a live stream talking about my lovely plans and ideas for a what is it, like a pro-fat society. Because to be honest with you, I'm sick of everything being, fat phobic. Like everyone's who's fat wants to lose weight, and everybody's saying that, everybody's got to lose weight and stuff. And then people who are probably quite happy to be fat are like, oh, I've got to lose weight because, you know, society hates fat people and says it's wrong and bad and unhealthy and unattractive. And, you know, I just don't agree with that at all. I actually think, and I've done a lot of research on this, it is actually more unhealthy to be too skinny than it is to be overweight. Like, you know, a bit overweight. It's far more unhealthy, and I don't know why that's being promoted. It's like I've been watching also a lot of anorexia content as well, because I'm into, like, I have an interest, not into exactly, but like I have an interest in the opposite end of the spectrum, like people being too skinny as well. It's like a special interest, because I know people were like surprised when I said that I knew a lot about anorexia, and, you know, I have like a special interest in it, as well as, well, it's not predominantly anorexia that I have the interest in, it's just like the extreme other end of the spectrum of people being skinny. Because I used to be dead skinny and I used to hate it. So it always fascinated me that there was people out there that actually liked being skinny or wanted to be skinny. I was led to believe back in the olden days, when I first started hearing about anorexia. When I first heard about anorexia, I was led to believe that apparently, and a lot of people thought this as well because of misinformation, that these anorexic people, when they look in the mirror, they see a fat person. No matter how skinny they are, they always see a fat person. So I thought they were like delusional and thought that they saw a fat person in the mirror. So they think they're fat when they're actually dead skinny, but they can't see that they're dead skinny. Like everyone else can see they're dead skinny, but they don't see it, they see a fat person. That's what I used to think anorexia was. So I thought they didn't want to be that skinny. It's just that they couldn't see what they really look like they couldn't tell what they really look like. That's what I was led to believe. And I thought, oh, what a shame. So they just want to be like normal thin. But because they don't see that they've like gone too far, because they always see a fat person in the mirror. It's funny because I used to think that way as well. Like I used to look down and I used to think I was fat. Like I was dead skinny as a child, but when I looked down, I always thought my body looked kind of fat. And then I remember it was a shock when I looked in the mirror and I saw how skinny I actually was, because I never really looked at myself in the mirror, and I never really, like, I didn't have pictures of myself like naked as a child, so I actually didn't know what I looked like. I didn't know what I looked like naked. So I actually thought that I was gaining weight, but it turned out that I wasn't, and I was actually quite skinny. It was quite a shock when I looked in the mirror and saw myself for the first time in a while, because I'd seen myself like at one particular age, and I was like, okay, I'm skinny. I felt skinny. I certainly felt skinny, because I could feel my ribs and stuff. So even though I didn't see a picture of myself or look in the mirror, I could tell I was skinny. But after a while, I thought that I was making progress and finally starting to like gain weight. And I remember looked at myself in the mirror for the first time when I was I think I was 11. And it was actually because I was waiting for my nightwear to be ready. I didn't really want to be naked. I had to be, because I didn't have any nightwear to put back on. I was waiting for clean nightwear. And it was a shock, because while I was waiting, we have a mirror in the kitchen, so I was waiting in the kitchen, waiting for my mum to finish doing like the laundry and stuff. And I got a glimpse of myself naked in the mirror for the first time when I was 11. And oh my god, I was so shocked by what I saw. Now, me and my cousin found my dad's porn magazines in the dressing room, so I got to see like what naked women look like when I was about 9, 10, 11, like that kind of age group. And I remember seeing myself in the mirror for the first time when I was 11. And I was shocked, because I thought, oh my god, I look like those women in the magazines. Like, the last time I saw myself, I had a child's body, and now, like, I had this, what looked like a woman's body. And I remember I was, like, offended by it. I was like, shit, I look like a porn star. I was like, that's not normal. I'm only 11. Why do I look like a freaking porn star? And it was so bizarre, like, seeing that I looked like a woman at the age of 11. I thought, geez, this is not right. I look like a sexual object. I remember thinking that. Like, I didn't know the terms for it back then, like the words, but I thought, I'm seeing women be objectified in the magazines, which I thought nothing of at the time. But when I saw that I looked like one of them, it was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. I look like the kind of women that men ogle in the magazines. And it was just not natural because I was only a child, I still thought like a child, even though I was aware of this stuff. So, yeah, and obviously I was skinny, so like I was aware now that I was skinny. And I thought I was starting to make progress with weight gain at that point, so I was also shocked, not only by the fact that I looked like a woman at like fucking 11, but also by the fact that I was so skinny, and I thought I was finally making progress with, gaining weight. And no matter how much I tried to gain weight, I just couldn't. And to be honest with you, it was a bit frustrating. And every time I was empty, I used to get offended. Like, if I hadn't had any food and I felt like empty, I'd feel dead skinny, and I absolutely hated it. And like now, I associate being skinny with being weak and puny and like low ranking and like just shit, just poor and weak and small and shit. So I always hated it. Like you're starving, like you're deprived of food. Because that's how I thought, like when I was younger, I thought, fat people look well fed and like they're powerful and strong and fabulous, high ranking in some way. Being skinny just looked like you're weak and puny and more submissive. So I hated it. So I couldn't understand, like at the time I couldn't understand, and I was kind of fascinated by it. I couldn't understand why people wanted to be skinny. I just didn't really understand it. I was like aware that society was fat phobic and everybody wanted to be thin, and being fat was like the worst thing in the world. I was aware of what society thought of being fat and thin, but I just couldn't understand it. It was very, I didn't really care. Like, all I cared about was what I thought. It's not like now, like, I'm super passionate, and it kind of pisses me off sometimes. It's like, for example, I used to, I watched, it's gone dark again. It's this series about Henry VIII and his wives and shit, and his life, and their life and stuff. We're mainly seeing it from the point of view of thinking of Anne Boleyn. And it's a docudrama, apparently. So it's like a period series, but you get people like talking about stuff. And of course, the person playing Henry VIII is, a young, good-looking, muscular man. And it's like, but Henry VIII was fat. Why is he being portrayed as a muscular, slim man? And it's kind of like, see, that to me is fat phobic or sizist, because it's like, well, that this person from history was fat, but for the sake of, oh, well, we can't show fat people as the main characters on our TV programs about them. Even if the real people look like that, they've got to be played by, young, handsome, good-looking blokes. Because I guess they thought Henry VIII was ugly and fat, I don't know. And it's like, and in my mind I'm thinking, okay, so maybe it's a possibility that Henry VIII was, like slimmer and muscular when he was younger. And then he gets fat later on. So maybe they're portraying him as he would look when he was younger, so he's slimmer. But, and I don't mind that, that's fine. I accept that, but you can guarantee that the actual reason why they've made him muscly in this, muscly is what we used to say, is simply because, oh well, he's, you know, the love interest, he's the main character, and it's also, you know, got sex in it, so he's going to be shirtless, and there's going to be sex scenes and blah blah blah. So of course we can't show a fat person as a love interest. We can't show a fat person as the protagonist. We can't show a fat person in shirtless / sex scenes. Oh, that would be horrific. You know, because fat people are ugly and disgusting and yuck. So for that reason, that offends me. You know, that if that's the reason why they've done that, then that offends me. Because I think, well, I'd rather see a fat person in shirtless and sex scenes and seen as an attractive, powerful, you know, character. And what's more powerful than a king? Like, a king can do anything he wants. He can be fat if he wants and be like, yes, well, I'm fat, deal with it. I make it powerful and sexy. It's like, seriously. I mean, why don't they try it? I know society is dead fat phobic. They're probably worried about getting complained at. Like, oh, why have you put this fat person? Why have you had this fat person play a historical fat person? Oh, that's disgusting and offensive. Like, you can guarantee that's why they've done it, and I hate that attitude. Like, I fucking hate that attitude. It's like, why don't you just try it? Like, and just be like, well, if people complain about it, then fuck them. The character was fat. The guy in history was fat. You know, we're going to portray a fat person playing a fat person from history. You know, like, deal with it. It's historically accurate. Like, why can't they do that? And be like, when people have to deal with the fact that there are fat people in the world, and fat people have lovers, and fat people do get shirtless and naked, and fat people have sex, and some people like fat people. Some people find fat people attractive. But no, we can't cater to that. We've got to cater to the masses that think fat people are disgusting and ugly and unhealthy, which is so wrong. And yeah, it's just wrong. Because fat people are some of the healthiest people of all. To be honest with you, I think it's like an agenda. Like, they've got an agenda, and it's propaganda or something. That's what I feel like. Because people are always going about how bad being fat is, but no one goes on about how bad being too skinny is. Like, no one goes on about that. Just like I've said before in Mike and Molly, they always make fun of and demonize the fat people. Well, not the people, but the fact that they're fat. But there's this too skinny person in it as well, but they don't tease her about being too skinny or say, well, she's unhealthy, she needs to change, she needs to go on a diet to, you know, gain weight. They just keep going on about how the fat characters need to lose weight. Lots of this, you know, Mike and Molly is very fat phobic and like pro-fat hate, and no, you're fat, you know, you've got to change. Like, being fat's the worst thing in the world, like, you know. And I just hate that. I want to live in a world whereby fat people are not just accepted, but actually seen as attractive. Like, I don't know, I feel like the reason why everybody finds fat people unattractive is because they've been brainwashed into it. They've been brainwashed into thinking that, you know, fat is ugly and that skinny is beautiful. You know, it's just like one of those things that's been perpetuated for so long that it's just so normal now to hate fat and love skinny, and I think it should be reversed. So yeah. So that is what I wanted to say. So I think I'm going to stop the stream now and focus on dinner. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Apparently I've only been streaming for 30 minutes. I feel like it's been more than that, but oh well. Goodbye for